All right, Money Mintz rolling in here on a Thursday. Bumped him back about 45 minutes. Appreciate that. Booger McFarland stopped by in hour number 1. Gave our guy a little bit more beauty sleep here on Thursday morning, getting ready for just an NFL weekend. I guess next week we'll get you set up with some college picks. As Mintz, he's been doing okay on Sundays. How we feeling today, Mintz?
Feel great, man. Just a lot of excitement toward the end of the year. We got a poker series up here at Horseshoe. We got Christmas time, and man, I'm ready to roll to Hotlanta for the playoff game in New Year's. Got to thank Jimmy Ott asked me to co-host the Sunday show next Sunday from the downtown Hyatt in Atlanta on ESPN Baton Rouge.
What a match made in heaven! Just what a match made in heaven. 2020 can't start any better than you two guys cutting up some radio going into the new year. How's it been 1 week on the Lane train?
Man, just exciting. Just as I always say about Ole Miss, it's just all about being relevant, give people a reason to believe, get up, support Oxford, be excited. The signing class ended up as good as I think you could hope for, considering the hiring was 2 weeks ago or whatever. But I'm thrilled. I mean, just the fact that the program is relevant, there's not the fan apathy going away.
All right, Mincy, how'd we do last weekend?
We went 3-3. We're 48 and 47 on the year.
Okay.
Really trying to finish strong because I hit 59 and 57% my first 2 years on here, and I really am trying to get in the low to mid 50s to close this thing out to have 3 straight winning years. We'll start this week with the Saturday games. Excited for this triple header. We got 3 good games on Saturday, and we're going to start, as is our tradition, talking about a Tampa Bay game. So Tampa and Buffalo thing with the totals we did all year. Tampa's 11-3 in overs and 11-1 in their last 12. It's just shootouts every week. Jameis Winston's the first quarterback in NFL history to throw for over 450 yards in back-to-back games, which is nuts. I like over 48.5 in Houston, Tampa. I think Deshaun Watson and Winston, good weather Florida game. I think it's going to be very high scoring. Last year, Houston and the Jets on the exact Saturday played a 45-38 game where Darnold went off, and that's my first play. I like the over in that game.
Side note, Mincy gave you the over 7 wins for Tampa Bay, or over 6.5 wins.
6.5.
For Tampa Bay going into the season in the summertime, and Tampa Bay got their 7th win of the season on Sunday versus Detroit. So that was a good little long-term money play there for you from Mintz. All right, second play after the over Tampa Bay, Houston 48.5. Where are we going next?
Man, we're going to the next game on Saturday, and I debated not doing it, but every week the Bills thing. Last week, a 17-10 game against Pittsburgh, and, you see a total of 37, and you're like, oh, that's so low. But, there was no chance that thing was going over. And Buffalo at New England, the first game this year was a 16-10 game where Tom Brady struggled incredibly. Trey White, LSU 3-1 grade, leading the NFL in interceptions, showed out huge on Sunday Night Football. I think we got another low-scoring slugfest here, and I'm going under 37 New England Buffalo.
The total in the first half for Pittsburgh and Buffalo was 17.5.
Yeah,
NFL football game, 17.5 points, and the under hit.
Easily.
Third play.
Third play of the week. We're going to go. I hate to do this as a Saints fan, but I try to be objective with the money. At least Atlanta did the Saints a little bit of a favor, winning San Fran last week. I'm actually taking Atlanta -7 at home against Jacksonville. I know Jacksonville did get a win in Oakland last week, but it was kind of more of an Oakland choke than anything else. I thought Jacksonville did not look good. And Atlanta, even though they're obviously not great at 5-9, Quinn's going to be gone. Matt Ryan and Julio have got a level of professionalism, and I think they're going to come out strong at home. And Jacksonville just fired Tom Coughlin. I think there's about to be a lot of upheaval in that organization.
Fourth play of the weekend.
Fourth play of the weekend is one that's going to be the Saints-Titans game in Nashville. Boy, it's a heck of a matchup here. Tennessee been riding them real hard since the Mariota to Tannehill switch, but hated to see them lose that Houston game last week. Tough loss there. Probably knocked them out of the AFC South consideration. I don't have a play on the game. I've got a play on the total. This over-under really, really hot, 52.5 for a December game. I think this game's going to be more of a slugfest. We've seen the Saints more the last few years with a good defense, a running game, balance, able to win some kind of grinded out low-scoring games on the road. Tennessee's going to try to be balanced and pound Derrick Henry. I like under 52.5. I think it's like a 2017, 23-20 type game.
Nice. Fifth play.
Fifth play of the week. I always have like a weird underdog that doesn't make sense to the public a lot of times. And last week it was at Dallas against the Rams. I've been following this trend forever. Whenever a team loses outright as a road favorite and they're home dog the next week, it just crushes. This week, it's the Cleveland Browns getting 10 at home against Baltimore. It's always the one that makes you cringe when you say it, and then it hits. And we saw Dallas do it to the Rams last week, but I'm taking Cleveland plus 10. Obviously, I don't think they look very good, but they did beat Baltimore this year and sends a lot of points in a division game at home.
It's crazy the Browns beat the Ravens.
It just doesn't even make any sense. That's the thing with the NFL.
Yep.
I mean, it just but that trend I follow usually picks those off. Finally, last play is a Monday night game, and it's a game the Saints fans, especially if Saints win in Tennessee, are going to be paying close attention to. And the Saints really need Minnesota to beat Green Bay to vault back into that top 2 seed and get a bye and avoid a Lambeau trip. And I think it's going to happen. I like Minnesota by 5 at home over Green Bay, and I'll tell you why. Minnesota's speed on defense is going to cause problems for Green Bay's offensive line, very kind of similar to how San Francisco did on Sunday night. I don't think Green Bay plays that well in dome games. And Green Bay, is, even though they're winning, I hadn't been that impressed by their offense. And I like Minnesota by 5 on Monday night.
Have they ruled Dalvin Cook out of that game?
They haven't, but I don't think he's going to play. I don't feel great about that, but I still feel pretty good about Minnesota. I think their defense is going to cause a lot of problems for Green Bay. Is the biggest thing.
So Minnesota minus 5 is the final play of the weekend.
Yes,
so just to recap, over/under on Houston, Tampa Bay on Saturday. 48 and a half. Take the under there, or excuse me, take the over there.
Never bet unders in Bucks games.
Yes, indeed. Over 48 and a half with the Bucks and the Texans. Under the Bills, Patriots 38. Atlanta minus the 7 versus Jacksonville on Sunday. That'll be in Atlanta. Saints Titans under the 52 and a half in a cold Tennessee game on Sunday. Cleveland Browns plus the 10 at home on Sunday. Then Minnesota Sunday night minus 5. Versus the Packers. Those are your weekend winners. Compliments of Benny Mintz. Mintz, what's your reaction when you hear that Clyde Edwards-Helaire is probable to miss the Peach Bowl versus Oklahoma?
I mean, I certainly don't love it. I do think LSU's got enough weapons to still be okay in this game. You certainly hate to see it though, because Edwards-Helaire, his versatility is just unbelievable. I mean, it's just the way they use him, running the ball, catching the ball, great blocker. Just so smart. He's almost like a quarterback on the field, how smart he is for a running back. But I still think they'll be all right. I just don't think, when I look at Oklahoma this year, I mean, they don't have the firepower on offense throwing the ball that they've had with Mayfield and Murray. I mean, don't get me wrong. They had a good year with Jalen Hurts. The last 5-6 weeks of the year, I mean, a 28-24 win over TCU, 42-41 over Iowa State, barely pulled out the Baylor games. I mean, they do know how to get it done in close games, and I certainly respect that, but that's not the level of competition in the SEC, and I think they're vulnerable.
Mintz, what's up, man? It's Cody. Have you seen the story with Parlay Pats?
What? No.
So there's this kid, he calls himself Parlay Pats, that's made like $1.1 million strictly on parlays over like the last 6 months. You got to check this story out. It's crazy. I was going to ask you about it if you had any thoughts on it, but he's made like over $1 million just hitting like long odd parlays, which is, as you would know, completely high risk, or I guess not high risk, but long shot odds, and he's killing it. Darren Rovell did a story on it. Go check it out. You'll enjoy it.
Yeah, we'll do. I want to mention one thing on the LSU front y'all like. A poker buddy, a guy I know in poker, hit Joe Burrow at 150 to 1 to win the Heisman, and then he immediately put the whole $10,000 on the table and is playing the World Poker Tour 10K at Bellagio in Vegas off the Burrow Heisman. So I hope he does really good, because that would be a hilarious story if that little 150 to 1 bet ended up being $1 million.
So Mitzi, we'll see you in Atlanta, correct?
Oh, you're going to be getting the full Mintz deal in Atlanta. I'm excited, super pumped. I mean, I was waiting all year if LSU got this Oklahoma-Atlanta game. I wanted to go. I've never been to a college football playoff game. Gonna keep some funk in my soul the next couple of days after, and I'll see y'all over there.
Mintzy, happy early Christmas. Merry early Christmas to you and the family, man. We'll talk to you next week.
Heck yeah. Thank y'all for having me.